week on Did Y'all See, we're talking about Ayesha Curry's comments setting the internet on fire, Nicki Minaj bailing out her brother for an alleged rape charge, and Erykah Badu wanting to marry every man she's ever loved. All this and more on Did Y'all See. Did y'all see Nicki Minaj's brother has been charged with raping a 12-year-old girl and then inappropriate conduct with a preteen. So, I mean, we don't know whether it's true or not, but he was charged. Sources are saying that he was charged immediately after the incident happened. And they are also saying that this has been going on since April of this year. So initially the story came out and it was like Nicki Minaj bailed out her brother, but in actuality it was her mother putting up her home, you know, as collateral to get her son out of jail. And the home just so happened to be in Nicki Minaj's name. So I know a lot of times when I was seeing this, people were saying, oh, she's a monster for bailing him out, for encouraging this, or for enabling this type of behavior. So then I asked the question, like, what do you guys think about helping a family member in this type of situation? Like, what would you do in this situation?
Well, y'all know how I feel about my family, ride or die. If there's no proof, solid proof that my brother did this, and he tells me he didn't do it, and I have the means to get him out of jail, I'm gonna do what I have to do. Right. So, I mean, I don't really fault her or her mother for bailing him out, unless they know for a fact he did it, unless you saw, you know, him doing it or whatever. I don't really, I'm gonna put up the bail. Yeah.
Me personally, to be honest, I'm on the fence. Like, I don't know if I necessarily would, I don't know, like, I don't know how to feel about it, you know, and I don't know, like, I've had family members who have been sexually abused by other family members, so I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of like, again, on the fence.
Yeah, I agree with Jasmine. I'm very ride or die with my family too, even when I know that they are acting a fool. I'm very like, don't come for my people when you don't know them like that. And if I didn't have all the facts, well, honestly, even if I had the facts, I mean, if you really did it, you're going to be prosecuted for it. So I probably would, if I had the means, I probably wouldn't even let you probably be in jail until whatever your trial or whatever it is. I'll probably bail you out. I mean, that's just how I am. I just feel like whatever happened will come to light. If you really did it, you'll be prosecuted for it. I don't know. In some cases, for some people, like your family is all you really have, and so it just makes sense to just support them until you know the facts or until whatever happens. You know what I mean? If you end up going to jail, I mean, even when you go to jail, I'll go and see you in jail. Like, I'm not gonna, like, whatever happens to you, I'm not gonna completely cut you off. I just don't believe in that kind of thing. Like, the concept of people being like, she's a monster for bailing him out, like, what are the chances that he may not have done what you guys are saying? Like, she's supposed to cut him off based on accusations. She doesn't know the family of the accuser or the accused, the accuser, but she knows her brother. So she's just standing by him just as the mother is, because that's their blood. That's all they know.
I would have to know, like, if this allegation comes out and I ask you, I'm gonna ask you, like, first, before I put up any money, I'm gonna be like, okay, so what happened? Like, did this really happen? And just be honest with me, And then if you tell me it didn't happen, then I'm gonna put up the money to bail you out. But if I knew, like, you know what, you have been struggling with this, or you have, had a history of this, or if I hear something or find out something that lets me know that you actually did this, then I'm not gonna bail you out and you can sit in jail. And I'm not saying, like, to me, it's not even about, like, cutting people off. Like, I'll still be your family. I'll still come and visit you. I'll still support you. I'll still be the one pushing to get you help. But I'm not going to have you out, like, on the streets if you definitely raped a 12-year-old girl. Like, I just can't. I just believe in people taking consequences for their actions. And I mean, if it were something like drugs, where maybe, people choose to buy that or whatever, it's like a non-violent offense. But if you're out here raping, like, little girls, innocent kids, I can't in good conscience put my money behind that. All right, so did y'all see Ayesha Curry was all over Twitter and Facebook and everywhere, Instagram, because she said that she prefers to keep it classy and cover herself up. And the initial tweet read something like, oh, so the trend is to not wear any clothes. And she was like, well, that's not for me. And so people were saying that her tweet seemed a little judgmental in the beginning, or like it was kind of like, divisive. So what do you guys think about the tweet? And then the response to it afterward was like, oh, these hoes, these thoughts, these bitches, these sluts, they have all these, they want to say that Ayesha's wrong, but I'm like, yeah, she's right, she's telling y'all what y'all should be doing. She's happily married, da 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 da. So then the response afterward was it was vile. And even Ayesha tweeted herself, she was like, let's not use this as a way to, shame women. She's like, I'm just telling you about my, whatever. She didn't say I'm just elaborating, but she was like, this is just my personal thing.
I don't think her comments were judgmental. I think she was stating what she preferred. And when people are on Instagram and they have their booties out and they do whatever else, you let them rock. Mm-hmm. So if this woman is saying that she prefers to cover stuff up, I don't think that anybody should be offended by that unless they feel a way about letting it all hang out in the first place. Maybe you're not as comfortable as you think you are. And I don't like how, I forgot who it was, somebody said that she's being high and mighty because she's a wife and mother. And I'm like, that don't have anything to do with it. So I don't know. I think people were kind of lame for the way they reacted.
Yeah, because she didn't slut shame anyone. She didn't use any language that you're like, oh my gosh, she said this. Let's get her. No, that's how people are reacting. I'm like, she ain't calling you out, girl. I don't know. I wasn't surprised by her tweets because I remember initially before Stephen Curry became who he is today. Jazzy would show me their they have that cooking show on their YouTube channel or whatever, and they're really into the word of God. So I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. She a church sister. I get it. But I think with this whole year in general, and one of our writers wrote an essay on it, I just think that I think women were just all coming for each other based on Amber, with the whole Amber Rose and Kanye had to take 30 showers BS, and then it kind of spiraled out of control of who's actually going to become a wife, because that's always a trend on Instagram based on what people are wearing and who's never going to become a wife. And as you can clearly see, those things do not matter, because there's a lot of people who dress a certain way who are wives, and
because both Amber and Ayesha are wives.
Hello. So I don't know. I think for me, I was just more so tired with how men are jumping in and creating these memes don't marry a Kardashian or something or whatever, marry, get you an Ayesha, which Ayesha is a beautiful person and she dresses very sophisticatedly, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that her prototype is what's gonna get you a ring.
And people just act like it's
that's the pinnacle of life. You're the biggest thing you can ever do in your life is get some man to marry you, and then that's it. Oh, okay.
I just think this is just social media in this day and age in general, and that's why I don't mess with none of that shit, because I just feel you're just stating a basic opinion for yourself. Now, the only reason it blew up in the way that it did is because she is well known through, her husband and their family or whatever. If anybody else had said this, who would care? But because she's who she is, and because she's a wife, and because she's a mother, people all of a sudden were like, her life is perfect. Y'all hoes need to follow what she's doing. And it was whoa, what? Because I didn't take what she said. I read what she said. I didn't take it personally. It's one of them random yo, so I'm reading in this magazine that they want us all to be out here assed out. I'm okay with not doing that. I need to save my goods for my husband or whatever. I thought it was harmless. But as always, people love to use... when you're a weak group of people love to jump on what's weak about you. So if somebody has an opinion, y'all just can't be oh, okay, well, I hear what you're saying. I actually don't mind doing my thing, and maybe I'll dress a little scantily clad one night, and then come back with the church maiden outfit on the next day. But when you're automatically defensive, and you're you're slut shaming us. And you're what? No, I'm not. So then you have all these people who are ready to, women alone, when you just start jumping on each other, then of course it's easy for somebody from the outside to jump in and be oh, y'all weak as hell. I'm finna get all up in here, mess with your minds, and remind y'all why y'all hoes. You know what I'm saying? And so that's exactly what happened.
I think I can understand why people felt a way about it, because I always think it's a little interesting when people say, oh, I prefer to cover up. Because if you're covered up, I see that you're covered up. If you don't cover up, I see that you don't cover up. So I don't understand the need to be I want to be covered up, and to say that out loud. I don't get that personally, but I really don't think she was trying to attack anybody ever. Because Chrissy Teigen stayed with no clothes on. And she was girl, you got the internet's blowing up. It wasn't a way to pit people against one another at all. And that was not her intention. I was so glad that she actually said that, you know. But somebody likened it to like somebody being like, oh, if they have natural hair, be like, oh, so I see everybody's relaxed these days. Well, I prefer to be natural. You know, so like instead of just saying, oh, you know, this is my natural hair or whatever, and I like this. This is how I like to wear my hair, you know? And I feel like the same thing kind of happened with like Tia Mowry when she posted that picture of Denise with, Nicki Minaj and Denise Huxtable. It's like, we need to get out of the mindset of comparing one or the other. Like, this is just how I do things in my life, done. And it's kind of, social media is a problem because when you put those things together, people automatically assume that you're attacking one person or the other. So it's kind of like, I don't think she was wrong. I don't think she was trying to attack anybody, but you have to be careful in the way you phrase things and put things together because then it becomes this. And I don't think she should stop saying what she feels and believes as a Christian woman. Like that's what we're all here to do. Everyone has a voice and everyone should speak out and feel free to speak out. But it's just like you said, it was a weak moment and women not feeling comfortable with their own decisions. Because I'm like, if you like to be out with your skin out, then what she say about you shouldn't matter. Like, you do you. You don't need to respond because I'm comfortable dressing how I dress. And you dressing the opposite way is not going to make me never mind because we don't shop together.
Was able to say
exactly
what she said, even though Chrissy's always naked.
Chrissy stays naked. She was naked in the profile picture. It's not that deep because you do you. I respect your decision, and I do me. And that's the thing. We have to get to a point where we just respect people's decisions.
Right.
And it's just like you said. It's too much divisiveness. It really, really, really is. So did y'all see that Erykah Badu hosted an Ask Badu session on Twitter? And you know she's like fascinating. So she kept it real. She was super funny, and she also talked about a little bit about her relationships. So there was one moment where she said the comment massaged her feet until she couldn't feel them anymore.
Oh.
Girl.
Yeah.
You better go through that hashtag.
And I'm about that.
Right, I like that. Okay, but anyway, the point at hand is that somebody asked her, does she ever see herself getting married? And she was like, oh yeah, absolutely. She was like, every time I fall in love, I think I'm gonna get married, which was like interesting to me because I never thought that was something she was interested in. So that leads me to ask you all, when you're in a relationship or when you start dating, like how soon do you start thinking about marriage with that person?
How soon? Early. Not saying like I want to marry this person, but I start thinking about what this person would, be like as a husband. Because I guess for me, the ultimate goal was always, in relationships, is to get married and to have a family. So if I don't see that with you, then I'm not gonna waste my time with you. Now, I guess it has to get to a point where you kind of use common sense and logic and you're not just like trying to rush everybody to the altar. Right. Because I feel like church had my mind a little warped. And literally every person I dated, I was like, is this my husband? Like, blah, blah, blah. And like, just thinking and like going through stuff. And then when it was done, I would be just sitting there like, so it just got to the point where I was like, all right, God, I'm going to just take me a break and I'm not going to date nobody. And when that person comes, just put it right there and just let me know. Because I can't be going through this. Because literally every person I was like, right. I was like, listen, I got to chill out.
I'm always conflicted mentally. Like when I meet people, I like you or whatever. It's not that like you said, it's not that I want to marry you. I just have that flash in the pan mind moment where it's like, oh, you could be a good husband and father and provider and all of that kind of stuff in my mind. So I wouldn't say every time I fall in love, whatever, I feel like I wanted to be married to that person. But like now I feel good about marriage. I feel like, oh, okay, this could work. Because at one point I was like, when I thought about it before I got engaged, I was like, am I really? Because people would be like, y'all going to get married? And I'd be like, whoa, that's a big question. I'm like, there's a lot that comes with that. And I'm like, I don't know. But then as time comes, I feel excited about the idea and about the possibilities and about living together and about kids and all those things. So, it's funny. It's like you have a concept of like marriage, like because that's what people tell you or what you kind of feel like the end game should be in love or whatever. Like, yeah, I want to get married. I feel like I want to start a family with somebody. But it's like you just have the image of it. When you finally meet somebody and really are in love with them, then you're like, oh yes, no, I really want to be married. So before I think I just liked the idea of marriage, but I think now I like the concept of like being married to my fiance. because I love him so much. So yes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I was definitely like one of those, like I wanted a boyfriend since I was 5. Like I asked my god brother to be my boyfriend. Like I was like very serious about that. And I was just like, so marriage was always like in the back of my mind always. Like I would see myself like in a dress with no like man in sight. I just wanted to be like, that was like super cool to me. Like looking at wedding pictures, like this is so cool. So I would definitely meet people and think, like there's this checklist, like would you be a good father? Like are you kind? Are you da-da-da-da? Like, but first like it's like that should be like, are you a good like person? So I would definitely think about that. And I probably would say I've thought about that with like, a couple of 2 people. And I think you really have to determine like, what is it really going to work out? Like you can think that you have found something with somebody, and then you just and then you see that it's just really not going to work out, and you have to let go of that image. So I know my mom and my aunt have always like talked to us about like when you get involved with anybody, and like praying this prayer, like God, if this is not the person you have for me, like please remove him from my life. Like, because I'm not strong enough to make that decision. And I might not even be strong enough to follow that decision once you've removed him. But like just to have those signs, like if this is not what you want from me, like please let me know that this is not what you want from me, so I don't waste no additional time.
Girl, or marry the wrong person.
God, that is like my fear. That is a fear, like to marry the wrong person and then just be stuck. Thank you for watching this episode of Did Y'all See? For more episodes just like this one, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/MadameNoire.